having the... But then nothing actually compensates for the amazing sound of the double bass guitar. So I'd like to introduce Corey Horde up onto stage. Please make him feel welcome. Not only is Corey one of the greatest double bass players in all of Australia, but he's one of the nicest people in the whole of Australia as well. So make sure you have a chat with him afterwards. And the trio wouldn't be complete without the amazing Shawnee Martin on drums as well. Please make him feel welcome. He's the eye candy of the band as well, so it's Collins wept, Mrs. Collins moaned, saw Paul Lewis so far from home. The angels laid him away. The angels laid him away. Laid Paul Lewis 6 feet under the clay. The angels laid him away. Sad and ain't it hard? Saw Paul Lewis in the old graveyard. The angels laid him away. The angels laid him away. Laid Paul Lewis 6 feet under the clay. The angels laid him away. Bob shot once and Lewis shot two. Shot Paul Lewis through and through. The angels laid him away. The angels laid him away. Laid Paul Lewis 6 feet under the clay. The angels laid him away. Mrs. Collins wept, Mrs. Collins moaned, saw Paul Lewis so far from home. The angels laid him away. The angels laid him away. Laid Paul Lewis 6 feet under the clay. The angels laid him away. The angels laid him away. Laid Paul Lewis 6 feet under the clay. The angels laid him away. The angels laid him away. Laid Paul Lewis 6 feet under the clay. The angels laid him away. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming this afternoon as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to play a little song by Reverend Gary Davis. This is a little song called Say No to the Devil. So last Fringe we did a show, History of Devil Blues. This is one of the feature songs from that album as well. And the thing about country blues as well is that what country blues is different from the general blues. We'll talk about 12-bar blues later on, but basically the idea is that the country blues has a few more chords than 12-bar blues. 12-bar blues is 3 chords generally, and what country blues is kind of borrowing more chords from the key as well. And so the reason why that is basically an Appalachian blues called Piedmont blues. And basically they had the white European influence hitting the African blues. And so you had a few more chords and a few more progressions available for the Appalachian blues as well. And also the poor white people kind of hung out with the poor black people as well. And so there's a lot more of sort of musical collaboration as well within that. So it had little chords like this. Yeah, it's also kind of how jazz came about as well. I always get in trouble for talking about jazz because we had a reviewer once at the Fringe, and I made my classic jazz joke, which isn't actually really that funny, but they marked us down for the jazz joke because they were a jazz fan. But I got a new one though. I got a new jazz joke. Yeah, I think Chris Finnan told me this one actually. Thank you very much. Just get ready for that drum roll for that. This is the end of this joke. What's it again? What do jazz musicians use for contraception? Their personality. Thank you very much. Say no to the devil, say no. Say no to the devil, say no. The devil's a deceiver, he won't treat nobody right. Say no to the devil, say no. The devil is a big liar, say no. The devil is a big liar, say no. The devil's a deceiver, he won't treat nobody right. Say no to the devil, say no. Tell me about the devil, Corey. We heard double bass there. Well, the devil is a deceiver. Say no. The devil is a deceiver. He won't treat nobody right. Say no to the devil. Tell me about the devil, Shawnee. Say no to the devil. Say no. Say no to the devil. Say no. The devil is a deceiver. He won't treat nobody right. Say no to the devil. Say no. Thank you. It's funny, that harmonica, I left it at Nola the other week, and I think the harmonica went around the whole pub, people playing it. So I'm thinking of every herpes disease in the whole history of man. So thank you very much. I'm hoping it was a joke.
That's where COVID started, out of harmonicas and microphones.
It's true. Yeah. Every time I keep drawing in, I keep tasting Doritos and stuff. I'm not sure who was eating them. So. It's quite nice. I was quite hungry anyway, so it wasn't actually it's not actually a bad thing. Thank you very much. So we're going to do a little song called Down in Mississippi. This is kind of like the blues anti-version of Sweet Home Alabama. And this is by a guy called J.B. Lenore. So J.B. Lenore was a kind of third-generation blues player. So not early blues, but sort of more the 60s type of blues. So he wrote a lot of songs about Vietnam War. And actually, I had a few people from the army played at the other gig. I came to the other gig the other night and actually convinced them that I was a gunship operator. But then I said I was in Vietnam, and they thought I was a bit too young for that. But that's, I hadn't gone for a while. But basically, but this is a song. So John Mayall and the Blues Breakers, if you've heard of that band, they did a song called "Fight for You, JB." He was a big fan of J.B. Lenore, and so J.B. Lenore basically he died quite young. He had a car accident, and the American health system being what it was, they didn't really care for African Americans that well, and so he sort of didn't recover from his injuries. But but he had a lot of political songs that he wrote in the time as well. So yeah, if you're JB Lenoir, if you want to Google that when you get back home, you can find out the life story as well. So this is a song called Down in Mississippi. Far back as I can remember, always had a plow and a hoe. One of those 9-foot cotton sacks waiting out the old corn road. Going down Mississippi, going down Mississippi, going down Mississippi where I come from, place where I was born. Nothing against Mississippi, was the home of my wife, but I count myself a lucky man just to get out with my life. Going down Mississippi, going down Mississippi, going down Mississippi where I come from, place where I was born. Take Mississippi, Corey. Hunting season on a rabbit, shoot one, you go to jail. But it's always open season on me, nobody need no bail. Going down Mississippi, going down Mississippi, going down Mississippi where I come from, place where I was born. Nothing against Mississippi, was the home of my wife, But I count myself a lucky man just to get out with my life. Going down Mississippi, going down Mississippi, going down Mississippi where I come from, place where I was born. Going down Mississippi, going down Mississippi, going down Mississippi where I come from, place where I was born. Going down Mississippi, going down Mississippi, going down Mississippi where I come from, place where I was born. Think of.
Beautiful guitar work, Cal.
Well, bless your cotton socks, Corey. No wonder I said all these nice things about you.
Yes. Yes, you did well to bite your tongue. That segue at the beginning, last time we did the Fringe show, and he was talking about how you can play the bass and the drums
I can't hear what you're talking about.
on the guitar, and you don't need a bass or a drummer. But he's repented. Well done.
I've repented. They locked me out of the jam, basically. They came back on stage and they wouldn't let me into play. So I never lived that one again.
I wrote all the songs anyway.
So we're going to do, I'm going to talk about three things actually. This is Rusty, the resonator guitar. This is Kev's favourite guitar. Oh, Kev on sound, by the way. Please give him a massive round of applause. Kev's like the fourth Beatle, Ringo Starr.
Without Kev, we sound terrible.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
No.
We don't even play the instruments. Kev just actually does it all for us. Actually, it's all pre-programmed on an iPad. But we're going to play a little song called "I Got My Mojo Working." This is an old Muddy Waters tune. Has anyone heard my Muddy Waters story before? How many times have you been to the History of Blues shows before? Has anyone been to the History of Blues shows before? Yeah, okay. Well, maybe I won't tell you my Muddy Waters one because it's kind of old as. It's probably old as Muddy Waters. I'll tell you for the people who didn't know. So basically, when the Rolling Stones went to America, they asked Ed Sullivan asked, "What do you want to see when you're in America?" And they said Muddy Waters, and he said, "Where's that?" And so they did not know what they had back in those days. And but this is a little song called Mojo Working. This is basically a good example of the 12-bar blues. We talk about country blues being all different chords and different chord progressions. This is straight blues. This is 12-bar blues. And 12-bar blues, the idea of it basically is it's a common language for musicians to play with. So when people are traveling around in boxcars and freight trains, you used to call them bombs and hobos, and nowadays they call them musicians. And basically, thank you very much. The drum roll's fast. It's actually funnier than the joke, actually. It's like, yeah. Anyway, that's what we're talking about. That's right. Yeah. So traveling around, and so basically, needed a common song that could play together. So obviously, people wrote their own songs. You spent the whole time learning the chord progression of that song. Whereas the blues is kind of 12 bars, and so basically, it's a reason why you can have blues jams around town as well. And what it basically blues is, it's 4 bars of this. So 4 bars of the first chord, and then it's 2 bars of the second chord, and then it's back to the first chord, and then it's the 1 bar of the 5th chord, 1 bar of the 4th chord, and 2 bars of the first chord. So basically it follows a little progression like this. So it's 2 bars, 3 bars, 4 bars, 5th bar, 6th bar, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12.
It's a lot of bars. Is that why musos like drinking? Because of all the bars?
I think it is, yeah. Actually, when I was saying bars, I was actually... Yes! Hey, you got one. Oh, you got one as well. Hang on. I thought it was just me. I thought it was exclusive. I didn't realise you actually do it for everyone. Oh, my God. Let's say. Yeah, it's changed everything now. He says anyone's, isn't he, really? So anyway, we're going to do a little song called I Got My Mojo Working. So we're going to have some audience participation in this one. So if you feel like singing, it is a Sunday after all. And it's pretty easy to to sing along as well. So this is Mojo working. Oh, by the way, this resonator guitar, I'll tell you about this afterwards. So we'll do the song first.
Charlie Martin there, drums on, Corey Howard.
mojo working.
Got my mojo working.
I got my mojo working.
Got my mojo working.
I got my mojo working.
Got my mojo working.
I got my mojo working. Sure don't work. And I got a gypsy woman giving me advice. I got a gypsy woman giving me advice. A whole lot of tricks keeping her nice. I got my mojo working.
Mojo working.
I got my mojo working.
Got my mojo working.
I got my blue working.
Got my mojo working.
I got my mojo working.
Got my mojo working.
I got my mojo working. Sure don't work on you. Okay, we're going to divide the room up. We're going to get the guys to sing first if we can. Actually, we do the girls usually first, don't we? And they
Yeah, be a gentleman. Yeah.
be a gentleman, that's it. Is that still, yes, whatever. We won't go into that topic. That'll take all day to explain. Let's do the girls first. I got my mojo working. Nice. Got my mojo working. I got my blue working. Got my mojo working. I got my mojo working. Sure don't work on you. Okay, we're gonna get the guys now. I got my mojo working. I got my mojo working. I got my boo working. Got my mojo working. I got my mojo working. Sure don't work on you. All together now. I got my mojo working.
Got my mojo working.
I got my mojo working.
Got my mojo working.
I got my boo working.
Got my boo.
I got my mojo working.
Got my mojo working.
I got my mojo working. Sure don't work on you. I got my mojo working.
Got my mojo working.
I got my mojo working.
Got my mojo working.
I got my boo working.
Got my mojo working.
I got my mojo working.
Got my mojo working.
I got my mojo working. Sure don't work on you. Thank you. All right. This is going to be so I'm going to do a little song called Aberdeen. This is a song by Booker White. And so the interesting thing about this song basically is that when people first started to find where the blues players were, so oh, thank you. So Kev, got a bit more vocal, is that okay? So basically, the blues players kind of recorded in the sort of pre-Depression era, and then when the Depression hit, all the record companies closed, and all the record plants closed as well. So they just disappeared into obscurity. So it wasn't until later on there was basically people who went out and hunted for them. So people like John Hammond and John Fay and people like that, and just trying to find out where these blues players were. And so how they found them was basically they used the song titles. So people would have songs like Brownsville, so they go to Brownsville and try and find all the various little blues players, Sleepy John Estes and people like that. And this song is actually called Aberdeen, Aberdeen, Mississippi, and that's how they found Booker White. They basically went to Aberdeen and asked around, and they said, "Oh yeah, he lives on a farm 5 miles out of the town." So basically. And then they kind of found them and brought them back to playing at live at like Newport Jazz Festival and places like that. So this little song called Aberdeen. This playing on my right hand, by the way, is I learned to play classical guitar when I first started playing guitar. So then I realised I needed friends and a social life, so I stopped playing it. So basically, yeah.
So you've insulted jazz, you've insulted classical.
Who's
what
next?
else is left?
Zydeco? We'll do Zydeco next.
Yeah, all the minorities, just one by one.
And I do work for the Guitar Festival as well, so I better not actually say too much.
Not anymore.
There goes my contract. But the classical's great for technique. I'm talking to the camera now. Little song called Aberdeen. Aberdeen is my home, but the men don't want me around. Aberdeen is my home, but the men don't want me around. These Aberdeen women gonna run me right out of this town. Hey, two little women I ain't ever seen. There were two little women I ain't ever seen. These two little women came from New Orleans. And I was over in Aberdeen, New Orleans on my mind. I was over in Aberdeen, New Orleans on my mind. These Aberdeen women gonna run me right out of my mind. And Aberdeen is my home, but the men don't want me around. Aberdeen is my home, but the men don't want me around. These Aberdeen women gonna run me right out of this town. Let me tell you about it. I was over in Aberdeen, New Orleans on my mind. I was over in Aberdeen, New Orleans on my mind. These Aberdeen women gonna run me, lose my mind. Aberdeen is my home, but the men don't want me around. Aberdeen is my home, but the men don't want me around. These Aberdeen women gonna run me right out of this town. Hey, ever seen. There were two little women I ever seen. These two little women came from New Orleans. And I, over in Aberdeen, New Orleans, on my mind. I was over in Aberdeen, New Orleans on my mind. These Aberdeen women gonna ride out of this town. These New Orleans women gonna run me right out of this town. These two little women gonna run me right out of this town. Thank you. So, where were we? That's right, I was talking about this resonator guitar. So, this is a locally made guitar by Don Morrison. Hey. And the idea of a resonator guitar basically was that it basically was louder than other instruments in the band. So if you're playing it without the days before amplifiers, you basically had a like this. So you can still kind of make a fairly loud sound that's not plugged in. So it kind of competed with the other instruments basically, and the idea was that basically it resonated. Music basically sound resonated through this speaker cone and came out at you through that little speaker cone basically. And so a lot of the iconic blues players you would have heard played these resonator guitars basically. This one's actually made out of an old chicken shed door. As you can see, the galvanized iron there. And it's also, so all these little patchwork things like that, it still rusts. So it actually still keeps rusting. So if I leave it too long, I basically sever an artery on the actual slice of metal that kind of starts rusting away. So, but it's actually an old shovel handle for a bridge there as well, British Bulldog shovel handle. But yeah, amazing piece of art. And so we're going to play one tune. We're going to have a short break after this one. This is a little song called Rolling and Tumbling. So in the break, make sure you help yourself to all the... well, not actually help yourself to actually buy it, but if you go to the... well, you can try helping to yourself. There is quite a few of you, so you can probably bomb rush the bar and try and get some free beer. But try some of the Wheaty beer because it's absolutely amazing. It's an award-winning beer as well. I'm actually on the 8% stout, as you may have noticed. And it hasn't affected me at all, actually. I don't think. I'm not telling stories or anything like that, or crap jokes.
That's why he gets a drummer with a van, so he can just sleep in the back of it on the way home.
It's true. Exactly. You're right.
Yeah, you used to stand up when you played, but I noticed you don't stand anymore.
I can't. My legs. I can't feel my legs.
Just for the Wheaty gigs, yeah, with these 8% beers.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Like we'll get you a recliner next time. One of the ones in the corner.
I'd actually face plant the sound, the foldback speaker. I think if I stood up. So. Speaking of which, we actually had a gig once where we did when we do History of Blues, if you might have seen us play before, we have this thing where we walk on from the back room and we start playing and then we play in front of the stage. And so we had one year, we had a musician with us, I won't name names, and it wasn't Shawnee actually. Well, it sounds a bit like Shawnee, but it wasn't actually Shawnee. Anyway, this guy actually got up on stage and he tripped over his own trousers and went face planted the stage, which was brilliant. And at the end of the show, basically everyone started to leave, and he said, "Oh, hang on a second, guys." And then as everyone sat down, and he said, "Oh, I'd just like to say that I had new pants, and the new pants were too tight, and I sort of tripped over my own pants." And so everyone sat down again, thinking it was part of the show. And then I had to sort of say, "Yeah, I'll see you later on next time." Yeah, it's really good. So that was the finale. But I think the whole gig, he must have been thinking about his pants. This is a little song called Rollin' and Tumblin'. Oh, by the way, this slide thing as well, I'll tell you about that later, so we'll get into the song.
Is that why you roll your pants up like that?
It is, yeah. Actually, exactly right. Yeah, maybe that is. Hang on, Corey gets one for that. There you go, thank you very much, yeah. Yeah, maybe subliminally, yeah. I think they didn't actually swallow the instrument. Rolling Tumbling. this morning, didn't know right from wrong. Thank you. We're going to have a short break so we get some weedy beers and we'll be back very soon. Thank you.